Hello everyone and welcome back to another Godzilla Battle Line video. I don't really have a script for this. I'm getting flashbanged by my lamp that is helping me pack up my shelf. But I just wanted to make a video because yesterday was the Battle Line tournament on Tonamel, I think is what the app is called. And plenty of people participated. The match you're watching right now is actually the match that got me eliminated. This was in the semifinals of Block C, so if I had won this match, I would have gone to the finals. I did not. I lost this. Spoiler alert, so you could watch me lose. I think I was being a little too cautious in the gameplay here, but I don't really have a direction for the video. I think I just wanted to chat about the event, and I thought it was a lot of fun. I didn't really read all the rules. Except for the important ones, so I didn't even realize it was single elimination. Like, it wasn't, God, it's not best 2 out of 3. It was you just have one win, and then you're done, right? So my opponent before this match, ended up disconnecting, like, 3 minutes into our match, like 2.5, 3 minutes into the match. They got disconnected, and they were a champ. In the chat, they had a chat box in Tonamel, and they were like, hey man, I disconnected, this was fun, but I'm gonna take the loss. Like, the rules state, like, if you disconnect, that's the L, and I'm gonna take that L. And I was like, you know what, you're a better man than me. I might have disputed that, but you know what, because I didn't read the rules. I didn't have a team either until, like, I don't know, 10 minutes before the event started. I really didn't even put a lot of thought into it, but I got to the semifinals, and I used a pretty standard deck, or not standard, I used Iluvatar's deck, and it worked out pretty well. I was late to the tournament, and I would have been late and probably disqualified, but my opponent a few days ago told me that they dropped out from the tournament on, I think on YouTube in my comments, or on Twitter. They had told me that they were going to drop out, so then they dropped, and then I was running a little bit late. And then another opponent said that they were going to DQ as well, so that they DQ'd. So I went to round 2, or I went to round 3 without actually having to fight anybody. I went up 2 placements on the brackets without having to fight anyone. And then for the third match, we got about 3 minutes in, and then they got disconnected. It gave me like the 30-second timeout, and I don't think that they did like the 30-second special, whatever, the stack special, 30 seconds, but that's what it was for me, right? So, and then I got my ass beat by this guy in the finals. I had fun. I had a lot of fun. I spoke with Pans and Tuscan Cow pretty much the whole time in Discord while they did their matches. They had a good time. I asked around for other people what their experiences were like participating. There was a group of 9 players, I believe, who all got together like an old-fashioned LAN party, and they all entered it, and I think they were on the same block, and they had a great time. I was talking to one of them, and they're like, yeah, we had like a huge party. Like, everyone, got their wins in, got their licks here and there. Slick from the Echoes of Giant Monsters podcast or YouTube channel, they got pretty far too. I think they got into the semifinals. I don't remember. But the tournament is over now, and the winner of the tournament was actually 1,000 Year. I think it's 1,000 Years. I don't know what the rest of his name is. It's 10K. It's the same kid that won the tournament. The first one of these tournaments that they held. The one that was an in-person event. The winner of that also swept this one too. He won the whole thing. So shout out to him. At this point, statistically, if you want to talk in terms of like tournaments, he's the best fixed player in the world. If there's a better fixed player and you think you're better, you should join the next event, because then maybe you could fight him and prove yourself. But no, super cool. I didn't think I watched any of his matches, but there's a few other players that there's a few other overseas players, like Japanese players, that played some of the American players that I know, and they shared with me videos of their matches, which was super nice, because I got to see like what everyone's experience was like. But overall, I think this was a really positive thing for the community. I think this was a super cool thing to do. I know it wasn't totally correct that like the Westerners could play. I know in the rules it said you had to be in Japan. There's a few people complaining about it on Twitter, and they were like, I think the management team had to come out and say basically, hey, if your opponent doesn't speak Japanese, we can have them disqualified. So a lot of people, I think, were just Google translating. There's a lot of people who knew Japanese anyway, and they just spoke Japanese. There's a lot of people who Google translated. There's people who got some help. But there's people who were speaking to me with Japanese names in English, and I don't know if that was bait or not, but they were always super nice. I didn't have any opponent that was like begging me to fight or like up my ass or anything like that. I just had like really friendly people. All 4 matches I played were just really nice guys or girls. That everyone that I played, they were super nice. But overall, it's a really good thing. I think it's a positive experience. I think the next time they do this, they should make a point to be inclusionary to overseas people, not just the US and Japan, countries in Europe, and wherever else that this game is heavily played. Australia, Africa, South America, wherever, right? They should just do a global event, use a translator or some kind of middleman. They already had a system for a middleman in this event. So if there's some kind of language barrier or some issue between you and your opponent, you could call like a judge into the chat and they could help you settle stuff. So they should really just open this up to players all over the world. I think they're going to get a lot more out of it community-wise. And I think this was a really good opportunity to bring a lot of people together. I saw a lot of animosity on Twitter. A lot of animosity on Twitter between competitors. I won't name any names, but come on. It's an event. It's a Godzilla Battleland event. We're just placing our funny little guys on the board. There's no money on the line. It's all in-game cosmetics. You know, I guess your pride, but there's going to be more of these events, probably. So, sportsmanship, for the most, as far as I experienced, pretty good. I know some people had a pretty negative sportsman-like what am I trying to say? I had pretty good. Everyone that I played had really good sportsman-like conduct. They're very sportsman-like. I think that's... I'm not a sports guy, but sportsmanship, sportsman-like, I think that's what I'm looking for. But I know people had negative ones. So that maybe would be the only thing that I say was a negative, is I saw a lot of animosity online between competitors. There's no need for that, guys. This with peace and love. This is a game. We're just playing for fun. And I think this was a great opportunity to bring, you know, the Western fans and the Eastern fans, everyone together for a really fun time. And I had a great time, and I hope they do this again. I'll participate in the next one. But that's really all I got for you guys. I had a great time. I made it to the semifinals of Black Sea, and then I got knocked out. I went to bed promptly after. It was like 1:30 or 1:45 by the time that I got knocked out. And waking up to see the 10K one was awesome. It's super cool to see him win 2 in a row. Technically, it would be a battle line first, no matter who wins, because it's only second tournament. But the fact that the winner of the 2 only tournaments is the same person, that's history right there, baby. That's sports, right? That's a legend. Put his jersey up in the rafters. We're retiring 10K's number. But that's what I got for you regarding this event. I had a ton of fun. I know a lot of people wanted to participate. A lot of people ended up dropping out. But all in all, I would give it like an 8 out of 10. Pretty good. Pretty good all around. I had a great time. And that's really all I have to say on the matter. So thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.